guys, welcome back to the channel. In this video, we are going to be talking about Glock discontinuing essentially all their pistols. So, if you didn't see one of my previous videos a while back, we had talked about them discontinuing mostly like 45 GAP, most of their 40 Smith & Wesson models besides like maybe the 23 Gen 5. Most of their 45 ACP models, besides, I believe, the 21 MOS. A lot of their, just a lot of variants, whether it be Gen 3 or subcompacts or variants that I guess weren't selling very well. So like the 29, the 30, all the 357 SIG Glocks, like all of those were getting on the chopping block. And a lot of Gen 5s, like I said, a few multi-calibers, but mostly they're 9mm, were all safe. Well, here recently, a rumor broke out that Glock was discontinuing all of their pistols and releasing a new line called the V series, okay? Now, they might change the name, who knows? But that is what is released right now. It is going to be under the name the V series, and I believe there's going to be a V on the frame somewhere and on the slide as well to help you distinguish it from the previous models. So what does all this mean? That means that, and we're also going to go over the models that they're carrying over to start, I guess you could say, the V series, but essentially that means that your Glock 26s, your 19s, your 17s, of course, like the 23s, your 30s, the 27, like all these Glocks are gone. Gen 3 through 5, all of them are going to just be no longer manufactured. Now, Glock did say that if you have these pistols already, they will still continue to service them, and so you'll still be able to get parts, different stuff like that. So that's nice, but still a huge blow in the fact that all these mainstream Glocks, and I mean all, like Gen 3 through 5, they will all be discontinued. Glock is completely revamping their line of pistols. So, if you've always wanted a Gen 3 Glock 26, a Gen 5 Glock 26, a Gen 4 27, you've wanted a 23 whatever generation, you've wanted a 19 whatever generation, I would highly suggest you pick it up. They had came out, the rumors had a specific date on when this was going to go into effect, and Glock recently came out and said that was false. They don't have a set date on when this is going to go into action, but so many of these models are already out there, and so I don't say you necessarily have to go buy all the Glocks. Like if you want a bunch of Glock models, you have to go out there and buy every single one. I would slowly start buying them over the time and years, because this is the most popular firearm manufacturer in America. So they have the most pistols. It's the most commonly, like, in wherever you go, shops, in people's hands. So the secondary market and the just pawn shops, shops, gun shops, whatever, are still going to have your Glock Gen 3s and Gen 5s, because the supply is not going to dry up just like that. But over time, I mean, it could be 5 years, it could be 10 years, it could, you know what I mean? Over time, these Gen 3s, Gen 4s, and Gen 5s are going to be damn near impossible to get unless you get it off someone from the secondary, right? Because eventually shops will no longer have Glocks, and finding the proper and the right Glock model that you are looking for or on the hunt for will be even harder. So a 30, a 29, these harder models to find, the 40, they're going to be even harder to find as obviously time goes on. And they were already planning on putting a lot of these guns on the chopping block. So it was already going to be that way anyways. But if you are a huge Glock 19 Gen 3 or Gen 5 fan, I would highly suggest you jump on it. And I'm not going to be the first one to run to the store and buy all the Glocks, even though 3 out of the 4 last pistols I've bought have been Glocks. I will, if I see one for a great deal, I'll probably pick it up. If, over time, I'll slowly try and pick more of these guys up, just because I think they're fantastic and useful tools. Just even if you have one stowed away somewhere, they're great to have. I wouldn't say you have to stockpile them or anything, but if there's certain models you want, I would definitely suggest looking at getting them in the near future before, like I said, the supply dries up. So let's now talk about what models they're carrying over into the V series. So we got G17 V, so the Glock 17. I'm not going to say V after all of these. I'll just say that what they are. So we got the Glock 17, the Glock 19, the 19X, the 45, the 26, the 20 MOS, the 23 MOS, the 21, and the 44. And we'll go ahead and mention these. These are just distributor exclusive models, so not as common, not in your everyday shop. Glock 19C, Glock 45C, 17C, which all that means essentially is it has the ports comp. Well, they call it comp. It's more ports, the 2 dual ports right there. And the 19X V MOS TB, which I'm assuming TB means the threaded barrel model. So that is what they're going forward with. So you'll still be able to get your peanut butter 19X and the 19X MOS, the 26, the 20, for all you bear lovers out there, 23s, which, thank goodness. Apparently, you can really see what their most popular models are based on this. So they wanted to keep a 45 in the lineup with the 21. They wanted to keep their most popular 40, which the 23 does great on its own. The 20, so they had a little bit of 10 millimeter flavored in there. And obviously the 26, one of their most popular carry guns. The 19, of course. And the 45 and 19X and 17 are like their full-size 9mm staples. So it makes sense all what they're continuing with. And I guess now let's talk about why. So why is Glock discontinuing all their pistols and only going to have these on their roster? Like I said, you'll still be able to get them, but it'll be a lot harder. Why are they doing this? Well, I believe there's something on the back of this slide that people are able to alter and do things with, and they're essentially targeting burr buttons, whatever you want to call them. They're attacking switches, and California's already attacked Glock heavy, basically taking them completely off the roster due to switches. And so there's a lot of speculation that this is the reason they're revamping the back of these to hopefully avoid illegal altercations being made to their firearms. Now, one point I wanted to mention before I forget, the single stacks, so your 43s, your 43Xs, and your 48s are all in the clear. I guess the criminals have not figured out how to make a skinny button. I guess the skinny buttons are too hard for them to manufacture. I don't know. But I'm assuming there's not a market for that. So the single stack Glocks are fine, but all of the other double stacks, like I said, are getting removed from their lineup. So I want to really mention, because y'all know that we love Glock. We love them because they're simple. We love them because they work. They're just reliable, good tools. You know, we like Glock on this channel. That's nothing new to anyone who's been here before. I really hope Glock uses this opportunity with this V series, okay, to add some better texture. I don't know. Add metal sights out of box, okay? Maybe update their optics mounting system, you know? I'm not too sure. Really, my biggest thing would be to give us metal sights out of the box. Maybe fix the trigger. Maybe update the V-Series with your Glock performance trigger. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know exactly what the answer is. And sorry, guys, it started raining, so if you hear that in the background, I'm sorry about that. But they need to do something, in my opinion, because everyone's on their ass about innovation, innovate. So if they release their whole new line of pistols and it's all just the same old pistol, just released with a new backplate or different slide, I think people are gonna just kind of be whatever. But if they could use this chance to really do something cool, and that's what I hope they do. So I hope you guys liked the video. If you did, leave a like, subscribe, comment down below your opinion on this. If there's a certain Glock model that you're looking for, comment down below and be like, I'm gonna be hunting this guy down. Hope you guys have a great day. Take it easy.